beloved poof. And you can sit on whatever is going to make you feel comfortable. Okay, and I'm going to cross here at my shins and get my weight firm and anchored there on the floor. Make some room for my little baby. And take my hands here to my hips for just a moment. And I'm going to actively kind of press down here. So on your hips, you can press down. And as you do, feel your spine lengthen all the way up. Good. Take another breath and do that. You can really push down with the hips kind of relax in their sockets. Take another big exhale. Move the chin in just a little bit. Good. And then let's just start here. Let's lightly nod your head down and up. So you can start this movement really small. You can gradually grow it if you like, or just keep it small. Good. And as you do this, check in with your neck so you can feel as your head comes down, a little pull, a little stretch there in the back of the neck. You can let it go deeper if that feels good to you. You can release it more fully. Nice. So let's find your neck in that nice neutral position where your chin is just a little bit in. And then you're going to take your head side to side. So I'm keeping my hands on my hips so I keep my lower body really firm and anchored. And then I'm just going to let my head stretch side to side. Good. And now let one ear and one shoulder come up towards each other, and then we'll switch. Good. Just again, feeling a little release in the neck. Taking that one way, then the other. Good. Let's let the head and neck relax for a moment, and then just begin rolling your shoulders. So feel the full range of motion, letting this movement be nice and slow. Good. And we'll take it around the other way as your shoulders move forward. Create a little more space there between the scapula. You can even round a little bit in your upper back. Good. Slow it down. Feel that space. Good. Now just light with the shoulders for just a moment. And then we'll hold those muscles steady. Hold those bones steady. And then with just one arm and with the elbow bent, kind of draw like hand of a clock, coming all the way around. Good. And then you can sweep the arm the opposite way. Good. Go really slow and just check in. How's your shoulder? Good. And then let's try this. Let's take your opposite arm and lift it up. Good. Just noticing big opening in your chest as the elbow moves back. Good. And take it the other way. You can really let the elbow come across your body just a little. Feel a little more stretch in the back. Good. Let's slide your two hands together and then take a little twist across. Good. Slow it down whenever you need to and really feel that big pull there through the shoulders. Good. And now this time, let's slide our hands together. I'm going to push my right hand into my left hand and just let my wrist stretch. Good. Try that maybe again. Maybe one more time. Switch the position of your hands. Same thing. Just push in, get a little stretch through your wrist. Good. And then we'll bring your two hands together. Interlace the fingers. Put your hands for a moment on top of your head. And then let's exhale with your hands up there and just twist your spine side to side. So I want you to feel as you twist that the top of the head stays facing the sky, just really even. Good. And then we're going to slide your hands back behind the head and then reach your rib cage side to side. Inhaling and then exhaling over. Good. Feeling the armpit stretch all the way up. Good. And then let's exhale and let your head come down a little bit. So the weight of the hands now actively stretching the back of the neck. I'm going to now slide opposite hand to ear. Stretch my neck. Good. And then we'll just switch sides, opposite hand to ear. Beautiful. So now I'm going to exhale, release that, and then begin to unfold my legs. So I unfold the legs here. I'm going to now take my rib cage, move it forward, and then exhale and round and just come back a little bit. So we'll inhale, move forward, and then exhale, rounding, moving back. You can kind of hang from the legs for a moment. Inhale, coming forward, and then exhale, moving back. Good. So now inhale, sitting up, and take your arms into big cactus shape. And then let's exhale and twist across your body. So you'll inhale and then exhale, twist, feel the side of your back stretch. Good. Exhaling to twist. Inhaling to find yourself sitting tall. Exhaling to twist. Good. And then this time, let's sit all the way up. Open the arms for just a moment and draw a few circles with the arms. Good. And then we'll just circle them, taking them the other way. Let's hold the hands, curl the wrists in, let the fingertips come together, stretch your wrists. Stretch the whole top of your hands towards your ears, and then let them come down. Good, stretching towards your armpits. Good, releasing the arms, let them just hang. And now from here, create just a little shimmy forward. You can kind of roll your shoulders into that. And then we'll shimmy forward once again. Good, taking that right back up. Excellent. And let's inhale, sweep, take the arms up all the way now. And then exhale, hands can move closer to your feet and just let your spine slide forward. Give this a few breaths. You can let your head go. If it feels nice to just let that release entirely. Good. Let's exhale and bring yourself back up nice and tall. I'm going to slide my right leg out. Why don't you take your left leg and then fold the opposite leg in. So let's inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up once again. Slide the hands down the leg. Good. And let the hands come anywhere that feels comfortable and safe for you. And you can fold at the elbows. And then once again, let your head go if it feels nice. Good. And then we'll exhale and reach all the way up. Let's twist our body away from the top leg, that front leg. Good. Checking in with your neck. And now we'll inhale, sweep the arms up, twist towards this front leg. Good. Letting the opposite set of ribs move towards the thigh. Good. And then we'll inhale, sweep. The arms return up. Let's bend both knees for just a moment. And then with your two knees bent, come and twist across. Good. So I've got like opposite elbow to shoulder. Well, did I say that right? I said opposite elbow to thigh, opposite shoulder to thigh. And then we'll inhale, sweep, take that back up. Same thing, just take a little twist. Beautiful. And then we'll inhale, the arms come right back forward. Slide the opposite leg out. Good. Inhale, taking a breath. And then exhale, let's stretch and reach. Come over the opposite leg. Let your head come down if it wants. Good. We're going to inhale, stack it, reach it right back up. Take the two arms up, twist away from your front leg, opening the arms. Inhale, sweeping two arms right back up. We'll twist towards this leg, opposite ribs moving to the thigh. A big twist. Inhale, the arms floating back up. Slide your two legs in now. Let the soles of the feet move together. Good. And I'm going to take my hands to my hips and just create a nice light little movement of my ribs. Maybe a few little circles. And maybe taking them the other way. Good. Just feeling your torso moving with steady hips. Beautiful. We'll sit up nice and tall. And now I'm going to reach one leg out to the side. We're going to stretch la cadera de Margarita. Good. So take your arms reaching up. Good. And then exhale, just float towards that leg, sliding down any amount that feels good to you. Softening your top arm if that's better. And then we'll exhale, come up. And then just take a moment, stretch away from that leg. Can even rotate the ribs up just a little. And then we'll exhale, sweeping nice and tall once again, bringing your palms together. Slide the opposite foot in, take the other leg out, and take a moment here once again on this side to get settled through your rib cage. Good. And then we'll inhale, sweeping the arms, coming all the way up. And exhale, coming over onto this side. Good. A long stretch through the back. And then we'll exhale, bring ourselves back up nice and tall. A long stretch away from that leg. Good. And a big lift all the way. Exhale, bringing your hands to your hips. And then sliding the opposite leg out. Good. The arms can stretch and reach. Let's take a twist one way. Now twist in the opposite direction. Good. Feeling your scapula stay connected to your spine as you twist. Movements coming from your deep belly. Beautiful. So now we'll sweep towards one leg and then let your body continue, the torso continue moving towards that leg as you rotate all the way over. Deep breaths. And then we'll exhale, coming back up. Now take a long reach towards the opposite leg. And then again, a rotation through your back to come over. And then we'll exhale, sweep, take that right back up. Beautiful. Exhale, just release your hands for a moment. Good, and then we're gonna bring your 2 feet in, come off of your prop, sliding down your blanket, and we'll come onto the floor for a little bit here. So I'm gonna take this out of the way, and I'm gonna let my left side face the computer, and then I'm gonna come take my hands here for a moment to my toes, and just curl up in a little ball. Let your head go, let your neck stretch. Good. And then you can pull your shoulder blades apart. So I'm going to exhale, move my shoulder blades apart, get a big, deep stretch through my back. And then begin a slow little slide down my legs towards the floor. Good. And once you get down here, let's get yourself nice and comfortable. So check in with your neck once again, side to side. Good, and you can let your head, your chin stretch up and then stretch down. Just feel in that place where your spine feels balanced. Good, and then we're gonna begin sweeping the arms. So let the arms come up alongside the ears, and then exhale, reach them down to the floor. Good, just checking in with your shoulder range of motion. Good, and now we're gonna leave one arm alongside the ear as the opposite arm comes to your side. And then we'll exhale and change. Exhale and change. Taking this a few times. Good. We'll let your 2 arms pause in the center. Roll the palms to face in and then rolling them out. So you're just kind of feeling the inner outer rotation of the arms. And then from here, let's just make a few circles and let the circles grow in their size. The arms travel out to the sides. Good, and then we'll sweep the arms, allowing the circles to move the other way. And now you'll bring your palms together. So let's try this. You're gonna bring some weight, just everybody with your feet. Walk in place for a moment. So you'll pick up a foot, set it down. Other foot, set it down. Feel your belly connected to your steady hips. Then the thigh bones just lifting down and up, down and up. Good. So now as one leg comes up, lower the arms and then try that again. So you're gonna just repeat that on one side. The elbows come into your sides as the knee travels over your torso. Good. And then we're gonna try this on the other side. So you can set that foot down and then exhale, bring the arms up and the knee down, arms in, knee up. Good. Just getting your brain, getting your body to work on new patterns of movement. Good. So now I'd like you to try, if you like, with two legs, two arms, just down and up. Feel your core connect, but keeping it light. Very nice. So now in this next round, we're going to pause and hug your arms around your shins. And for a moment, just rock your low back. Good. And now we'll just sweep our arms out into a little T shape and take your knees, stretch and extend them up. And then exhale, let the knees float right back down. So you're going to stretch and extend the two legs coming up, and then the knees relax, the legs float down. You can try this a couple more times. Good. So let's pause with the legs up and take a few small, light little circles with the legs in the hip socket. And we'll let the legs circle around the other way. Stay soft with your knees as you need to. It's working to find a steady pelvis. Good. So now I want you to just with your legs lightly kind of walk in place. One leg up, one leg down. This movement doesn't in any way need to be big or strained. It can just be really light. And then from here, I'm going to cross my right leg over my left, and then lightly circle my legs just kind of as one thing. Good. Let's circle them the other way. Let's switch the position of the two legs. And again, create a few small little circles. And then take those circles in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Now let's exhale, release, unfolding the legs, the right foot and left foot right back down to the floor. And then from here, let's slide the knees, let the knees stretch over to one side. Inhale, come up, and exhale, stretch them over to the opposite side. The head and neck can move opposite your knees. Good. Let's pause on one side. Let the hips just stretch through the weight of the femur bone. And then we'll exhale and let the legs travel to the other side. Again, just the weight of the bones, creating a little stretch for the hips. And then we'll lift your two legs up. Let's take your arms now to your side. So the feet are going to stay on the floor. Now the kneecaps face the sky. Let's just lightly tap the balls of the feet, right and left, into the floor. Now tap the heels just lightly, right and left, into the floor. Now we'll roll the balls and the heels so you just feel all those little muscles in your feet. And then let's exhale, lift your pelvis as you press your feet down. And then slowly let that come back down to the floor. Let's try it again. We'll press our feet down, allow the pelvis to rise up. Exhale, lifting. Let's hold this time for about 5 breaths with your pelvis in the air. And we'll slowly let that come back down to the floor. Let's sweep the arms back up alongside the ears. And then use a big exhale to lift your head and chest and take your gaze to your belly. And then we'll exhale, let the head come down and the arms come alongside the ears. Let's try that lift a couple more times. So now the arms reach up, then the head and chest lift up. Good. Feel your belly strong, connected. And then we'll exhale, come down. We'll try that little lift just one more time. Inhale. And then exhale, fingertips reaching you, lifting you. Good. And then we'll exhale, release, allow that to travel back to the floor. Now from here, lift your arms, lift your 2 legs, place your hands here for a moment on the knees. And then you can stretch your arms and the legs away from each other. Then lightly tap the knees, arms and legs reaching away. Lightly tap your knees, arms, legs reaching away. A light tap of the knees last time, arms and legs reaching away. And then exhale, pulling down. Let's now push your feet into the floor and roll onto the side so you can face the computer. Let your head and neck just rest on the floor. The knees are bent. And then I'm going to open and close my top leg, letting it rise up from the floor, using my exhales to help me. Good. So now let's let your top ankle just come down and up from the floor. Again, your exhales aid in your lift. Now let's let the whole leg just come down and up evenly from the floor. Good. So now you let the knee travel forward and let the knee travel back. And allow the knee to travel forward. And then let the knee travel back. Good. The knee travels forward. Then the knee travels back. Good. As the knee travels forward, pause now. Stretch the leg out. Put the foot on the floor. Good. And just feel, you're going to try to anchor the whole outside of the foot to the floor. So what you should feel is a stretch on the outside of the leg. Now, if that doesn't feel like you're getting enough of a stretch, you can take the leg a little bit higher up. You could even reach your fingertips towards that leg, just to also get some stretch between your shoulder blades. Good. Now we'll exhale, bend this knee and let the leg stretch all the way back behind you. So now the front of the hip is opening. Give it 5 breaths. And then let's exhale, let that top leg just stretch behind you. So you lengthen it up. And then take the top arm and let it stretch forward. Good. Now from here, we're going to lift those limbs up, slide them together, and then push the top hand into the floor. Let it help lift you. Take your two hands, so they're now parallel right next to each other, and you'll fold at the elbows and lift. And fold at the elbows, coming down a little, then lifting up, folding, lifting last time, folding, and then lifting. So now let's just sweep your legs to the other side so we can see each other with the computer. And we'll try that same little sequence on this side. So I'm going to come to the floor, let my knees be bent, my knees and ankles stacked one on top of the other, head and neck completely released, relaxed here on the floor. And then, I'm going to start by lifting my top knee just down and up. So I hug my feet together and let the top knee come down and up. Good. So working on the external rotation of the hip. Very nice. So now the top knee stays down and the top foot lifts. Using your exhales to help, the whole leg can lift up. Very nice. And now we'll hold the leg lifted, let the leg travel forward. The leg travels back, and all the while we'll really try to keep these hip bones stacked one on top of the other, nice and vertical. So now let's pause with that leg traveling forward, stretch the whole leg, and then let the toes come down to the floor. So you want to stretch the outside of this leg. Good. If you want to get a deeper stretch, you can walk the foot a little bit higher up. You can always remember to roll that top hip crease down, and that will deepen your stretch as well. So let's let this leg lift up, and you're going to reach it back behind you so you get a big stretch in the front of the hip. Should feel this also in the kneecap. Very nice. So now you let that top leg continue to stretch and reach all the way back behind you as far as you can. And then you'll take your top arm and stretch it all the way forward. Give that a few breaths. And then we'll exhale, bring it all back in, tuck it in nice and tight. And then from here, let's bring that top hand, push into the floor. And then exhale, fold lightly with your elbows down and up. Beautiful. And then we're just going to move that weight back and come onto our knees for a moment. Good. So now here on your knees, wag the tail side to side. Good. You can also now reach your tailbone back into the side. So you're just kind of stretching your hips one way, then moving the other. Good, and then from here, why don't we circle the hips all the way around? And then circle back around the other way. Excellent. Let the head and tailbone rise up and then release under. Big rounding in your back, a big arch now through your spine. Good, we'll try that one more time. And then let's exhale and move your weight back so your sits bones come over your heels and you'll exhale, release. Give this 5 breaths. And then we'll inhale, stretch, lift your head up for a moment. And from here, let's just walk your elbows and your forearms now into the floor. And you can get your tailbone to continue to lift and let your head and chest lower down. And give this a few big breaths. Let's exhale and then bring your belly down towards the mat. Let the legs be long. Let's exhale and lightly push, lifting the elbows up from the floor, coming right back down, up, and then lowering with control. Lifting up, feeling your back. Up, a long stretch. Just on. Perfect. And then let's exhale and hold this little lift here with your elbows up. Good. The chin can move down. The chin now rises up. Take your gaze to the ceiling. Good. And then let's exhale. Move your elbows out and come rest your head on your 2 hands. And then let's bend one knee. Exhale, release, let that leg come down. Bend the opposite knee. A little stretch there. So especially those of us trotando, corriendo, running, really let that kneecap stretch out as the heel pulls back towards your body. You can create a light little pulse with the leg. Good, just to feel the glute and the hamstring really connecting together, letting it stretch the front of you. So let's bend both knees. Lightly let the legs come towards your sits bones. Good, and then once again, reaching away. Good, we'll exhale, take it back down again. Good, and then this time, lift the legs, circle your ankles. Circle in the opposite direction. And then allow the legs to just sway side to side. Good. And then we'll exhale, keep your knees bent for a moment. And then once again, just lift your head here so the head and chest can come up. Elbows can press in. You can stretch your head towards your heels. Let the front of your throat stretch. Good. And then let's exhale, release. And if you'd like, lift up onto the arms and then once again, bend in the knees. Letting the head stretch towards your heels. And then we'll exhale, release, let that come down. And we're going to come roll now onto your side. If you want a little pillow, any little prop for your head, you can use that. Whatever's going to be comfortable for you. The top leg now just float down and up. Good. Really focus. Think about the act of floating the leg. So it doesn't need to be a huge lift. Good. And then let the leg travel just a little bit forward, just a little bit back, just a little bit forward, just a little bit back. Good. And then we're going to rotate the toes, let them face up, bend knee, and straighten. Bending the knee, letting it straighten. Bending the knee, letting it straighten. Let's now hold this little bend in the knee. And then let's let the back of the leg lengthen up. Let the top leg bend once again. Foot can move to the thigh. Let the hip crease stretch out here. So all this tissue can get real congested. And then I'm going to exhale. Allow my top knee to travel forward. And my top arm can travel back, and I'll just make a twist. Just exhale, release, rolling back up. We'll take this and take these little stretches on the other side. So again, do what you need to get comfortable. And we'll come down on this side. And just let your top leg, remember, just let it float down and up. So it doesn't need to be a big movement, but you want to feel the bones of the pelvis and the bones of the low back nice and stable as you lift. Good, and then we'll let that leg travel forward, let it travel back. Again, just stay light in this movement. Doesn't need to be big. Good, and now we'll let the toes turn up, the knee can bend, and now the knee can straighten out. And now the knee can bend. And now the knee can straighten. Now the knee can bend. Straighten. Let's now hold the bend in this knee. Take your hand here to your shin. Shoulder blades pulling together. Let's now sweep the hand behind the leg. Letting the whole leg stretch all the way up. Let's fold now at the knee joint once again. Let the foot travel to the thigh. And then you want to let this hip crease lengthen out. So this whole area gets an opening. And then exhale. Let that top knee travel forward. And then let the top arm travel back. And take a few big breaths. The deeper you breathe here, the more you're going to get a stretch in the chest and the armpits. So see if you can kind of even exaggerate there, your deep breathing. And we're going to use another exhalation to bring ourselves back up. And we'll come through. Let me check our time. Oh, yeah. So let's come through just on our fours one more time. Let the forearms travel to the floor. And I just want you to let the top of your head now come down if this feels relaxing to you. So you should know here you can hold some weight in your shoulders. And just let the top of the head get a little bit of pressure. And then we'll exhale, come off of it. Reach your weight back. Toes can reach underneath you. And now we'll take your arms to one side, a long stretch to that side. We'll inhale, come up. Take the hands and we'll stretch in the opposite direction. Another 5 breaths. And then we'll inhale, pressing down with your arms, lifting the head one more time. Let's now bring ourselves back onto your mat. So let's come down. I'm going to give myself a little prop here with my pillow under my head. You can lengthen your legs, do anything that feels comfortable to you. If stretching your legs a little further out to the side feels nice, or the arms. Let's bring our attention now for a moment to your breathing. Take your breath down low in the torso, as low as you can move it. And let's focus on lengthening our exhales. Feeling the weight of your bones just settle into the floor. Feel the space between your brows continue to relax and release. The tongue, the jaw, also letting go. When you feel ready, you can bring your fingertips to your temples and just lightly rub here the sides of your head. And underneath your ears, outsides of your jaw. You can bring your thumbs alongside the outsides of your ears. And then take your arms stretching up, the legs stretching out. And we'll hug our knees, our legs in, and then roll all the way to the side. Push up with our arms. Find a seated position. We can bring your palms together before the heart. Bow the head, close the eyes. Your practice is a gift, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you. Gracias, todo el mundo.
Gracias.